members of the business community, all the family, friends, and members of the President of the Republic of the Gambia, well-wishers, friends, and philanthropists, the Faye Network, Lucy Faye, the mother, and the two daughters, Anna Faye and Ya Adam Faye, the reviewers, Honorable Nana Gray Johnson, Aisha Jawara, and Sola Mahoney, members of the press, Jalima Mudu Suso, the police band, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and the students here present. Welcome to a truly remarkable and historic occasion, the book launch of The Village Boy Who Would Be President, the story of President Adam Barrow. Today, we gather not only to celebrate the literary achievement of our esteemed president, but also to witness a groundbreaking moment in our nation's history. It is indeed a unique privilege to have a sitting president share his personal journey in a book dedicated to children. President Adam Barrow's story is one of resilience, determination, and the power of dreams. Through his words, he invites us to embark on a journey from the humble beginning of a village boy to the highest office in the land. In a world often dominated by political rhetoric and adult-focused narratives, President Barrow's decision to pen a book tailored for young minds is both courageous and visionary. By reaching out to our children, he not only inspires them to dream big, but also instills in them the values of hard work, integrity, and leadership. Today's event is a testament to President Barrow's commitment to the youth of our nation and his unwavering belief in the transformative power of education and storytelling. As we witness this historic moment, let us reflect on the significance of empowering our future leaders with the knowledge that they too can overcome obstacles and make a difference in the world. On behalf of everybody here present, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to President Adam Barrow on the publication of this remarkable book. May it serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration to generations to come. May I announce here, Your Excellency, by the end of the event, you are henceforth an honorary member of the Writers Association of the Gambia, with full and whole rights. I might have to contact you later to collect your annual subscription and membership. I wish to also extend my deepest appreciation to Your Excellency for the confidence you had in me to recommend me as the consultant to guide us through the book launch. For many who might not know, my name is Charno Omar Bari, and I stand here in my capacity as the president of the Writers Association of the Gambia. So this is an honor for the Writers Association of the Gambia and all writers. Working with the Faye Network family, Lucy Faye and daughters Anna and Ya Adam was a gainful venture and a fulfilling experience. It should be noted that Faye Network initiated the project to have the book written, and with the support and encouragement of Mr. Yankuba Dabo, Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, His Excellency agreed to have the book written about his childhood. We will have the pleasure to hear this adventure from them. We will also share with you excerpts of the book through book readings from 3 exceptional young chaps. They will lead us through the life journey of the president as we listen to them. We have deliberately identified 3 exceptional reviewers to give an insight of the work and its production. After the last review, you will leave here completely satisfied that the book is worth sharing. Where His Excellency is the man of the moment and chief patron, we also have our Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable Coladiana Cole, as our patron. She will help us understand why her role in the book launch is very important today when she takes the floor. It is no coincidence that we have Honorable Professor Pierre Gomez, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, as our book launcher. As a professor of comparative literature who has contributed significantly to the critical analysis of world literature, we have the expert to make the book launch. His Excellency, Your Excellency, will be honored to make a statement to crown the moment. Before that, all invitees might have noticed that you have been given a card with a number. It is very important to know the significance of that card. We want, before we leave here, I will tell you later that we have a threshold of the number of books we should buy. Before we leave, we are the privileged few that should meet that number. So it's going to be a big competition tonight, this morning. It is now my pleasure to present the program for the rest of the book launch. Your Excellency, we will begin with a statement by the two Fayen sisters, and immediately after that, we will call Mr. Sola Mahoney to do a review. Then we will have the book excerpt reading by Ajifatu Diba, Grade 3 of Subek International School. Then a quick order review will be done by Ms. Aisha Jawara, an author. Then we will have another book excerpt reading by Aliu Badara Wagan Faye of Grade 4, Rose Astu Junior School. Then we will have a statement from Mr. Yanko Badabo, the Commissioner General of GRA, and another statement from the Honorable Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, our patron. And then we will have Juma Yasin Lo, who will do a book excerpt reading, the last one, of Grade 6 of the West Africa International School. Before then, we come to the main review made by the Honorable Nana Gray Johnson, a prolific author. Then we will have the book launch by Honorable Professor Pierre Gomez, the Minister of Mohast, and then a break for book sales before we have His Excellency President Adama Barrow to make the final statement. And we will ensure that the end of the program will be book signing, book autograph by His Excellency the President. So it is my pleasure now to call Ms. Anna Faye to come and make a statement, or Adam Faye, whichever one.
Professor Pierre Gomez, Lucy Faye, and Anna Faye from Faye Network. Distinguished guests, our young readers here, all protocol observed. My name is Adam Faye. I am the CEO and co-founder of Faye Network, along with my sister, Anna Faye. And yes, I am the younger sister. Faye is an innovative publishing and production company that tells industry-altering, authentic stories from books, animation, TV, and film. Faye offers a suite of entertaining and educational children's media that centers the African child on the continent and throughout the diaspora. Through our content, we have created mirrors for African children to see their experiences reflected to them, both affirming and amplifying their lived experiences. These reflections of their lives are foundational to how they begin to view and value themselves. The small business you now know as Faye actually started 7 years ago, but the journey truly began 17 years ago with the birth of the first niece in the family. In excitement, we ran to the bookstore to look for books to teach her about her heritage as a Gambian, Tanzanian, and a Guinean. We found nothing. This birthed the first book we ever published called The Royal Adventures of Princess Halima, a book we initially shopped around to traditional publishing houses, who all told us no one wanted to read about an African princess. I always say we were truly ahead of our time. Disappointed, our mother encouraged us to still find a way to publish, and thus we started the self-publishing journey. We learned the industry, navigating some challenges and heartbreaks, but remained persistent and steadfast. Our collection of books start with the Princess Halima series, in which the African princess travels around the continent, visiting each African country, highlighting the cultures, traditions, history, and most importantly, the people. Our Samba and Budge series is a collection of 5 stories about 2 best friends, their daily adventures in a magical village in the Sahara Desert, and the lessons they learn. Our Bakari on Safari is about an adventurous African boy that loves animals in our national parks. He is on a mission to teach children about our African national parks and how we can do our part in protecting and preserving our sacred lands and become environmentally friendly. Through our publishing services, we have also released The Mischievous Mosquitoes of Banjul by Momodou Ndao, Taft the Builder by Mustafa Njai, and our first adult stand-up book, Life as a Hyphen by Dr. Ismail Abaji, to name a few. And here we are today, launching the 3rd book in our Dream Big African Child series. The Dream Big African Child series, in which we partner with some of the continent's best and brightest to show children across the continent and the diaspora that the sky's the limit, and with authentic stories that capture their journeys from childhood. The first book in the series was Taft the Builder, a conversation between Mustafa Njai and his wonderful grandchildren and his journey to become one of Gambia's most successful homegrown businessmen. The second book is a children's coffee table titled My Beautiful Gambian Life, a story in photography, by the young and talented Gambian photojournalist Mohamed Biteye, where we highlight the daily lives of Gambian children from their gravity-defying hair, playtime, portraits, going to school, and the wonderful celebration of Eid. Today, we launched the 3rd book in the series titled The Village Boy Who Would Be President, the story of our President Adama Barrow, the 3rd president of our nation. I would like to take the time to thank a few members of Team FIAN. Thank you to our mother, Lucy Fai, for her continuous and consistent support, as she has been there for us from the very beginning, pouring into us as our first investor, our sounding board, and our ever-present cheerleader. Your contributions to FIAN are immeasurable. Thank you. I would like to say thank you to my father, Sering Omar Fai, for daring me to dream big. He pushed us to pursue our passions and be persistent. Our company name is in homage to him. Last but definitely most not least, a special thank you to my wonderful husband, Danny Constant, for his continuous support and love, and to my 2 beautiful children, Zoe and Zane. Now, I pass it over to my partner in crime, Anna Fai, Vice President and head of our writing team.
Fatoumata Barrow, First Lady Sajo Barrow, Vice President Mr. Mohamed Jallo, Honorable Claudia Cole, and Honorable Professor Pierre Gomez. My mom, Lucy Fai, Adam Fai of Fai Network, distinguished guests and young readers. My name is Anna Fai, co-founder of Fai Network. FIAN is truly honored to stand before you today as the writers of this special children's book, which tells the captivating and amazing story of President Adama Barrow's childhood. Writing this book has been a privilege, and we are deeply grateful to President Adama Barrow for entrusting us with his story and allowing us to share it with the world. As champions of literacy, we have always believed in the power of storytelling to inspire, educate, and entertain. We are not thrilled with the fact that our children and young folks today do not know much about their leaders and founding fathers of this amazing nation. We embarked on this journey to write a book about our 3rd president so the children can embrace the fact that he has an exciting and captivating childhood, similar as many of the children in the rural areas. Therefore, today, we celebrate the magic of storytelling, its ability to transport us to different times and places. Through the pages of this book, we embark on a journey back in time to witness the adventures, dreams, and challenges of a young boy who would go on to become a beloved leader. President Adama Barrow's childhood is a testament to the belief that dreams can come true, regardless of where you start in life. His story is a reminder that every child has the potential for greatness. And it is my hope that this book will inspire young readers to believe in themselves and their dreams. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to President Barrow for sharing his memories and allowing us to bring them to life through words. His life story is a source of inspiration, and we are honored to have played a part in preserving it and sharing it. We would like to thank my writing partner, Manuela Mejina, and our editor, Dr. Saul Njai. We also want to thank the talented illustrator, Musu Samba, whose beautiful artwork has breathed life into this story. The illustrations in this book capture the essence of President Adama Barrow's childhood and add a layer of magic to the narrative. Thank you to Adolph Mugabe Butner, Halima Butner, and Omar Butner for your unwavering support. To the guardians and to the parents in the audience, we encourage you to read this book to your children and discuss the valuable lessons it contains. It is my hope that this book sparks meaningful conversations about the importance of dreams and kindness. Lastly, to the young readers, we want to say that the world is full of possibilities and your dreams are worth pursuing. Whether you dream of becoming a leader, an artist, a singer, a scientist, or a doctor, remember that you have the power to make those dreams a reality. In conclusion, I would like to express our gratitude to all of you for joining us here today to celebrate the launch of this book. May it bring joy, inspiration, and a sense of wonder to every child that reads it. Thank you.
Describes himself as having a portfolio of passions through which he believes he can make a small contribution to making our world a better place. The first of these is corporate governance and building on his work experience. He currently sits on a range of different boards. As an advocate for older persons' rights, he is also deeply committed to making the world a more age-friendly and intergenerational place to live in. And finally, he is a radio presenter, podcaster, and voice-over artist through which he aims to be a good voice for good. And he's using that voice today to make us a review of the book. Thank you, Sola.
In terms of my working career, the Office of the President. And I must say that when I was sitting in one of the offices here 40 years ago, writing speeches for the then President Jawara, it never occurred to me that several decades later, I would have the honor and privilege of standing here delivering a speech to a sitting president. Thank you for that honor, sir. Let me start off also by giving you what the kids call a spoiler alert, a disclaimer. You will see that in this brochure, today's program, I'm listed as both an author and as a reviewer. The reality is that, unlike the others on the list, I am not an author. I have not published any book. I barely have any articles that have been published, so I'm slightly here under false pretenses. But notwithstanding, I'm going to press on. And I thought it was a rather unsavory trap to have me come forward and speak as a reviewer, knowing what a novice I am in this area, and having a titan like the renowned author and literary critic, Mr. Nana Gray Johnson, come hard on my heels to deliver his own review. So rather than make the mistake of trying to review something that he is going to correct later, let me try to do something different. So what I'm going to do, with your permission, sir, is to say a few remarks in celebration of this event. And for me, it's a celebration. I know that for His Excellency the President, maybe this book is but a modest achievement when looked at in the context of the panoply of his own achievements. But I would argue that this has a certain significance. It is indeed symbolically significant for us here in the Gambia and for the writing and reading community in this country. I celebrate this book because when I picked it up, typically when you read books about presidents or heads of state or kings and queens, these are books that are full of grandiose statements, lofty ideas, long reflections on which way to take the nation, philosophical statements, and so forth. His Excellency has decided to present us his story in the form of a children's book. A children's book that, as the minister has told us, we hope will inspire the young ones and spur them on to greater heights. Indeed, you would have thought that some might use this opportunity to turn a book like this into some kind of a brag sheet, some kind of hagiography. There's nothing like that here. I must confess it has been written with what I would call a disarming honesty, where the president has shared with us some of the challenges he faced in childhood as a schoolboy going to school in Mangamakunda, some of the challenges he faced as a young man who had gone abroad to try to improve his life. And so I congratulate you, sir, for providing us with such a frank assessment of your own life in a way that will allow young people to see that, yes, we can all try to do things and overcome obstacles, that it's never a rosy path, and that you must continue to work hard, and you never know where that's going to get you. And so we thank you for telling us your story, which I think all will find to be an inspirational story. Telling our own stories is important. The famous author, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie from Nigeria, is often quoted as talking about the danger of a single story and the importance of us, particularly those of us in Africa, of telling our own story. You have started off in the right direction. Who live in Africa, who have our own culture, who have our own stories, learn to share these with the reading world. And beyond that, we can even go as far as the early 20th century philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre, who said that the stories that we tell shape the world that we live in. And for me, that's a profound reminder of why it is so important, and why books such as these, and indeed books that are being developed and written in the context of the Fine Network's Dream Big Africa Child series, are so very important. A story like this that speaks of somebody who came from humble beginnings, who then proceeded to reach the heights of the political world in the Gambia, will hopefully inspire others to realize that with hard work, they too, despite their own humble beginnings, can also go far. But writing the book, and we do congratulate the Fine Network and the president for coming together with this very important collaboration. The fact is that writing the book on its own is just one part of the story. It is so very important that we try to build in the Gambia a reading and writing culture. Back in the day, certainly in our youth, many will remember that reading was a great pleasure, and it was not unusual to find young people writing extensively and having their pieces published in different magazines. We need to somehow encourage our young people to do the same, to get back to where the Gambia used to be, with writers who have the talent of people like Nana Gray Johnson, who also started, I'm sure, in high school. And so, as we think about what it takes to build that kind of community, my hat goes off, I doff my cap to certainly the Fine Network, who not only wrote this, but also organized the illustrations, the printing, and the publishing. I also want to take time to pay tribute to others within the reading and writing ecosystem, if I can use that term, the community, the Writers Association of the Gambia. I want to also highlight the work done by a number of publishers, Fuladu Publishers, Baobab Press, the educational series Enterprise, I believe. But there are a number of institutions, a number of companies in this country who are doing their bit to make sure that reading and writing becomes part and parcel of our culture. And at the center of it all, we have, of course, the Gambia National Library. I think there are many who credit their abilities today, the fact that they've been able to go beyond what might have been their limited ambitions as a child, given their own humble beginnings. Many would credit the resources that were placed at their disposal thanks to the Gambia National Library. And I understand that even today, a number of well-meaning citizens have come together to support the National Library in trying to revitalize and rehabilitate the National Library in a very special project. And so I think with those remarks, I just want to once again congratulate all parties who have been involved in this extraordinary collaboration. Yourself, sir, Your Excellency, the President, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you to the Fire Network for bringing this story out to us and sharing it with us. And we hope and pray that this will serve as a source of inspiration, a source of encouragement, a book that will somehow help our young people to appreciate the fact that despite the origins, despite the humble beginnings that you may be coming from, all is not lost. With hard work and perseverance and resilience, the future can still be bright. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for your time.
Of this program, they are giving me some new ideas. Hopefully I'll share them with you before the end of the program. You see, this is the advantage of having, I won't call myself president in your presence. I think I just take the chairman, because I know if there are two presidents, it's going to be dangerous. So I will take chairman of the Writers Association temporarily until the president leaves. But it might be important to note that Sola Mahoney is very modest and humble. But we might need to know, because we need to know our people. He's actually the son of Dr. Florence Mahoney, who is the first female doctor in the Gambia, and also one of the most prolific historians in this country, and also the son of John Mahoney, who is the son of Sir John Mahoney and Hannah Mahoney. And Sir John Mahoney is the first Gambian to be knighted in this country. So he's actually an exceptional individual that has joined us today to humbly do a review. We will continue with the program. This time, we will want a little excerpt read on behalf of the Fire Network. So we will call Ajifatu Diba. Oh, very young. I don't know how we're going to manage this, but I hope you might. Come, please.
First child in my family to attend a Western school. I was very excited but also very scared. But I was determined to do my best and make my family proud. I remember the first day in a Western school, watching my siblings and some of the village kids heading to Dara as I walked alone to school in my uniform, ready to take on this new adventure. I'm thinking about it now. I am glad I committed to be a good student from the first day. The school I attended was a Christian missionary school, the only Western school around my village. In Lara, we learned by rote, which helped me learn new concepts, fast making me one of the best students in the school.
Time I had a one-on-one with him, and we basically talked about my book that I was launching, and I sought help from him, and wow, did he help so good. His Excellency, President Barrow,
Her Excellency, Madam Fatoumata Barrow, Her Excellency, Madam Sajo Barrow, the Vice President, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Yankuba Davo, dignitaries and distinguished guests. Assalamu alaikum. Here is my review on this impeccable book. The Village Boy Who Would Be President is not just a story. It is a journey of self-discovery, growth that will inspire young readers to embrace their unique talent and explore the world around them with open hearts and curious minds. Filled with beautiful illustrations and lyrical poems from the Fire Network, this enchanting story is sure to captivate the imaginations of children and parents alike. As it articulates the amicable journey of our president, His Excellency President Adam Barrow, where every scene whispers a tale of wonder. As parents are always on the lookout for engaging and enriching content for their children, this book is one that will thrill their minds with delight. The Boy Who Would Be President is a testament to His Excellency's talent, not only as a leader, but also as a storyteller who knows how to captivate the young minds. From the moment I opened the pages of this charming book, I was transported to the 1970s in the Gambia, and the key details of it made imagining and wondering a lot less, as it felt like being there for myself and going through the journey. The story follows the young president through his time from childhood to growing up and finally to being the nation's leader. What sets the story apart is its ability to impart valuable lessons in a way that is both entertaining and educational. Through The Village Boy Who Would Be President, people will learn about the importance of having a family, the importance of having courage, kindness, and the importance of being determined, while also discovering the fascinating facts about the world around them. The story is not only engaging and accessible, it makes it easier for young readers to inspire and to follow along, becoming fully immersed in it. The vibrant illustrations complement the narrative so perfectly that one would feel like the characters and the settings to their life then were being brought back to life so vividly. Whether your child or yourself is a budding bookworm or a reluctant reader, they are sure to be captivated by this enchanting tale that sparks not just the imagination, but also ignites the love of storytelling. Overall, I cannot recommend this book, The Boy Would Be President, highly enough, as it's a book that will foster a love of reading and greatly inspire the young minds to dream big while embracing the world around them. Bravo to His Excellency, President Adam Barrow, for creating such a wonderful addition to literature. Thank you.
The First Lady Fatuba Barrow and Madam Sajombalo Barrow to grace this occasion. It's close, so we are privileged invitees to this very important occasion. As I said, Your Excellency, from time to time, now that you're going to be a new member of a WAG, Writers Association, I think you will agree if I start collaborating for Writers Association, right? Because eventually, the Writers Association, which you are going to be the newest member, will have to start promoting what you have already committed yourself to promote. But we will get there. Meanwhile, if you have a card, it means you will have to leave here pockets empty or with a big fat check. Because the intention is to see that we attain 100,000 books sold. Okay, nobody's saying wow, so it means this is a possibility, right? 100,000 books. That is just the beginning. We want every child in this country to be able to read the book. Li ñoo wax rek mooy ne ñi nga xam ne duga na ñu jox leen card nomba nekka fa mooy ne daal loo yore woon si poos bi tey daal muy dollar ak euro bul ko delloo de da nga koy bàyyi fële ñu jënd books yi te tamit su dee yaa ngi amee fii chèque gën nay neex moom koy da ngay bind lu gën a duuf si chèque ga rek li fa mën a xaj rek nga bàyyi ko fi ndax bëgg nañ books yi daal xale bu mun a doon tey si biir Gambie bi mu mun a am copie mun a read mu kontaan si li muy read loolu moo tax nag ñu bëggoon ngeen am carte yooyu noonu bu kenn daal yóbbuwaale carte gi daal foog mu ànd ak xaalis waaye xam naa ne his excellence xam na ne Paul la mun a jox lii pour mu mediate moo tax nag ndax Paul bi ak saraxu léegi rek ñoo bëgg a xaalis léegi it's my honor now to call Alieu Badara Wagan Faye to do a reading who is from Rose Astu Junior School grade 4 Alieu Badara
who doted on me because I was polite and attentive. I always raised my hand to answer questions. I also volunteered for classroom duties, collecting workbooks or passing out school supplies. I was also a good sportsman, and my favorite sport was football. I was the goalie for the school team. 2 years later, I was transferred to St. George's School in Basel in 1977. After several months, I became sick and was unable to go to school for over 3 months. My parents took me back to our village to see a traditional healer. I got better, but the school expelled me for missing too many school days. I was very sad when my parents told me, and I begged them to find me another school.
It's now my honor to invite one who is very important in this process, Mr. Yankuba Dabo, the Commissioner General of GRA. I understand, Your Excellency, when you call Yankuba, I understand when you call Yankuba and inform him about me, he didn't tell you that we already were schoolmates, that we did higher university together. But then I wouldn't say that whether he was bullying me or not. Yankuba.
Before I begin my speech, I just want to say this. Please be rest assured that I'm not going to talk anything on taxation today. So feel very comfortable. His Excellency, the President, today I am not going to say anything about taxation. Well, this journey begins almost 2 years ago. And this is how it started. The fine network, who are the authors of this book, thought that they should run this particular issue of writing the book about the president through me. But how do they want to do it? And they explained the idea to me, the background and everything. And I told them, why not? I think the president will like this idea because I read a lot of books about presidents and other people, but to be more specific, you want to target the children of this country. I think it's an idea that the president will buy. Well, give me a moment, let me try it. Knowing the president very well, I discussed the issue with him. He said, okay, it's a good idea. We can try it. So arrangements were made. I'm talking to you about 2 years ago. We are here today because the job has been done. So I have to also say this. The authors made arrangement to meet His Excellency the President. They had their session exclusive of me, but the President and the authors. What happened? After that moment, a draft was done. While the authors were in America, they thought they have done an excellent job. But little did they know that the president reads everything you give him from A to Z. And this draft was available to the president. Sometimes he calls me chief when I do a good collection of revenue. But most of the time he calls me Yangs. That's the common name he calls. He said, Yangs, this, we need to sit down and look at it again. I have to do a lot of work on it. And I run it through the authors. They were pleased with that. They made arrangements to discuss with the president. And they had to go from page 1 to the last page of the book to redraft everything. So I'm not surprised when Dr. Barry said he is an author of this book, doing it through the Fine Network. So His Excellency, thank you so much for making everything possible today. After several reviews, it's not one, several review discussions, at one point I said, is it enough now? He said, now I think it's okay. So that is the time we finalize everything. But we're talking about 2 years journey. And then after all that, the printing started. The book, you see the cost of the book. It's a very quality book, and it's not printed here. It's printed in the United States of America, transported to the Gambia. So all that details, if you look at the hardcover, that will all translate to the cost of the book. Ordinarily, somebody would have looked at, I'm sure doctor will explain to you how much the book costs. But because the book cost will be the content of the book and the quality of the book. So without hesitation, I would say that it's a very good quality in terms of the texture of the book, the cover, and everything. So that's what's translated to the cost. But the interesting thing is when the book was done completely, they asked me about the launching. I said, okay, you'll discuss with the president, because you know the president's schedules are always busy. Everything you have to run it through Alaji, chief of protocol, to make sure that he endorses with the president and confirm. So at the end, I talked to the president. He asked me. I asked one question, he answered, I answered. I asked, he answered. But at one time he told me Yangs, not chief this time, but Yangs. He said, do you know Dr. Barry? I said, Dr. Barry, Dr. Barry. He said, Dr. Chodron Barry. I said, yes, I know him. He said, you know what? Let's find out about him and get hold of him so that he becomes the coordinator of this launching. This is how we bring in Dr. Barry. But I did not tell the president that Dr. Barry was my schoolmate. We went to school together. Of course, I graduated before him, but most of the time we are together. He eat a lot of benefit in my house. So we are very grateful that we have Dr. Barry in the middle of everything through the advice of His Excellency, the President. And he has been very, very, very helpful. It was going to be very difficult for us to do it on our own. I know the Fire Network has experience here and there, but me being a taxman, knowing only about taxation, how can I coordinate a book launching? It would have been a nightmare. That is not my specialty. So the president advised that we get hold of Doctor, and Doctor, alongside with the members, some staff of the Office of the President, the Director of Press, Ami Bojang, we are very grateful to all of you for helping us to see this day successful launching as we are here today. So I must say this very clearly before I start my speech. And finally, before I start reading the formal speech, how do I get to the whole thing again? Most people knows me as a taxman. And how do I get to the point of making a remark here? So people, I'm not an author, I'm not a writer. The relationship is this. The authors of this book, their mother Lucifer Jan is the chairperson of the board of directors of GRA. And me being the Commissioner General of GRA, this is what brought up our relationship. So this is why I'm standing here today giving this speech. Not as a writer, not as an author, not as a friend to the president, but because I work for GRA as the Commissioner General. I promise no taxation today. And Lucifer is the chairperson, the first female chairperson of the Gambia Revenue Authority. And this is why, how I got to this relationship. And when I was approached to give a speech or remark, I told them, what am I going to say? Knowing that we have excellent book reviewers, knowing that we have line of ministers that are going to give a speech, what do you expect me to say? They said, well, you have to give a speech. So I said, okay, I will try it with my team, and we have prepared a very brief remarks. This is what I am going to read to you. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency, the President, Mr. Adama Barrow, Madam First Lady, Lady Sajo, Your Excellency, the Vice President, the Secretary General, Office of the President, Chief of Staffs, Honorable Ministers that are present here, Permanent Secretaries, Heads of parastatals, government parastatals, the Diplomat and Consular Corps, the book reviewers, not forgetting the coordinator of the book launching ceremony, Dr. Chornobari. Invited guests, the families of the president, the author, and the family, friends and the families of the author, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is truly a honor to be here celebrating the launch of this remarkable book, a book that tells a story that transcends the pages and touches the very essence of resilience, determination, and the power of dreams. Today, we celebrate the launch of a remarkable book, not just because it tells the story of a president, but because it tells a story for all of us. It is a story about facing challenges, uncoming setbacks, and never giving up on your dreams. The book is not just a biography, it is a powerful message for all of you. It tells you that setbacks are inevitable in life, but they don't have to define you. It shows you the importance of resilience, of picking up yourself up when you fall, and of never letting go of your dreams, no matter how big they may seem to be. Open this book, and you will travel with the president back to his childhood in Mankamankunda. You will feel the pain of being expelled from school at an early age due to an illness, the pain of losing loved ones, and the sting of defeat. But despite the disappointment, you will also discover an incredible spirit. You will see a young boy who didn't let setback define him. He picked up himself, dusted himself off, and kept moving forward. The book is not just about the president. It is about you, all of us here. It is a reminder that every one of you, right here, right now, has the potential to achieve incredible things. No matter where you come from, no matter what challenges you face, the power to dream big lies within you. The book should serve you as a compass, guiding you through the storms of life. It whispers, don't give up. Every disappointment is a lesson. Every hurdle, a challenge to grow stronger. So they are young dreamers. Remember the president's journey. Remember the words that close this book. Opportunities are everywhere. So don't be afraid to dream big. You too can be president someday. Maybe you won't be a president, but you can be anything you set your minds on. A doctor, a teacher, an artist, an inventor. The possibilities are endless. Hold on to this book, hold on to your dreams, and most importantly, hold on to the beliefs that you are capable of incredible things in life. The book was filled with moments that might seem familiar to you. Moments of disappointment, like being expelled from school, losing loved ones, facing setbacks in your dreams. But what makes this story truly remarkable is how the president navigated these challenges. He didn't let them define him. He didn't give up at all. Indeed, he used each disappointment as a stepping stone. He learned from his mistake. He kept his head up, and most importantly, never stopped dreaming. He even turned a difficult experience like being deported into an opportunity to build a successful business back home. The book is more than just a biography. It is a message to all of you. It is a reminder to challenge challenges that are inevitable, but they don't have to stop you. They can make you stronger, wiser, and even more determined to reach your goals in life. This book, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, not just to you, but to our entire nation, it is evidence to the powers of resilience, the importance of dreaming big, and the fact that anything is possible if you never give up. So let's us thank the author for sharing this inspiring story. And let's all remember the president's message: dream big, work hard, and never give up. Therefore, in conclusion, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the author of this wonderful book, Miss Anna Fay and Ya Adam Fay. You have taken the president's inspiring journey and crafted it into a story that will undoubtedly touch the hearts and the minds of the countless young readers. Your words have the power to ignite a spark of hope and ambition within them, reminding them that even the most impossible dreams can be achieved in life. By bringing the president's story to life in such a familiar and engaging way, you have given children a role model to look up to, evidence of power and perseverance, and a reminder that their own journey, filled with its own joys and challenges, is waiting to be written. Thank you for this exceptional contribution to the children's literature. And I thank you all for the time and listening to me. Thank you.
Few other people who helped us. It is fair when others helped that they are mentioned. To start with, the Chief of Protocol, Alaji Sise, has opened his door all the time to receive us, discuss with us, give us ideas, and he made it easy for us to organize this. Aji Ami Bojang Sisoho helped us through getting all the media to receive us and then advertise the book. And we also have the Deputy Chief of Protocol, Fofana, who also helped facilitate the organization of the hall. But most importantly, the distribution of the letters to all this was done by the Office of the President, and we thank Mariama Savage, Hadijatu, Suleiman Toure, and Babukar for that diligence. We thank all those who have come. We will continue thanking you up to the end of the program. And we will thank you more if you pledge more. And by the way, that's where we're going to start. Pledging is open. What it means today is that those who pledge the highest, those who have the top 10 will get a special book autographed by the president. He's not going to autograph all the books. If you want to be in the top 10, you make sure you pledge more than the others. That way, the president is going to be seated on that chair right over there and sign a book specially for you, and you can even get a photograph with him. So if you pledge little, you have not going to be the president and no signed autograph book. So the competition is on. And this is the moment I will now invite our patron, the Honorable Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable Claudiana Cole. She might open the pledge, so just listen to her speak.
Madam Sajo Barrow, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Mohamed Jallow, my colleagues, honorable cabinet ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, the Chief of Staff, the Secretary General of the Civil Service, all government officials present here, Mr. Yankuba Dabo, the Fire Network and publishers, members of the Writers Association of the Gambia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my very dear students who are here representing the entire student population of the basic and secondary education, members of the media, all protocols duly and respectfully observed. I am profoundly delighted to be asked to be a patron to this very historic event. As a patron, I understand that I represent the major beneficiaries of the outcome of this lunch, the children who are the target readers. We are gathered here to witness the launching of a book that should see itself in the schools and be read by every child. This is not only because it is a product of the first citizen, His Excellency the President, but because it is the right thing to do. Children's literature has to find its way to the schools to resuscitate the reading culture in our schools. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to highlight the importance of writing for children and how it plays a pivotal role in the shaping of their literacy skills, nurturing their imagination, and introducing them to the concept of heroes through literature. It is undeniable that literature holds the power to ignite the minds of young readers and instill in them a lifelong love for reading. And what better way to do this than by introducing them to stories that not only entertain, but also educate and inspire. As we embark on this journey to promote reading among children, it is imperative to recognize the vital role that the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education plays in this endeavor. The ministry stands committed to supporting initiatives that aim to enhance literacy levels among our youth and foster a culture of reading within our schools and communities. Through various programs and initiatives, the ministry is dedicated to providing resources, training, and support to educators and students alike, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to
to develop strong reading skills and a deep appreciation for literature. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that the President of the Republic of the Gambia has taken a keen interest in promoting reading and literacy among our nation's youth. His vision extends beyond mere encouragement. It encompasses a proactive approach to nurturing young minds and empowering them to become the leaders of tomorrow. As part of this initiative, the President is committed to encouraging writing among Gambian heroes, thus allowing children to explore their rich cultural heritage and discover the heroes who have shaped our nation's history. But perhaps most inspiring of all is the President's commitment to writing for children. As a sitting president, his dedication to crafting stories that capture the imagination of young readers serves as a powerful motivation for aspiring writers and storytellers across the nation. By leading by example, the President demonstrates the importance of literature and the profound impact it can have on the lives of young people. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my dear students, in conclusion, writing for children is not merely a pastime. It is a powerful tool for education, empowerment, and inspiration. With the unwavering support of my ministry, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, and the visionary leadership of the President of the Republic, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, we have the opportunity to transform the lives of our nation's youth and pave the way for a brighter future. Together, let us embark on this journey to promote reading, celebrate our heroes, and unleash the boundless creativity that lies within every child. To do this, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage all who are present here to patronize the President and buy as many books as possible. Dr. Cherno is talking about 100,000 books. But 100,000 books is not enough for every child in our school system to have one. We are talking about 800,000. That's the population of our basic and secondary education. The books bought will be distributed around the country and give every child access to them. It is our wish that every school gets some copies of the book. The ministry, my Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, is willing to pledge a number of books to be determined as a start. Therefore, I humbly urge all who can and are in the position to equally pledge to provide some copies to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for distribution to every pupil or student who are within the readership of the book to be inspired in the most positive way. On that note, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all. Thank you.
Officer, Mr. Emil Drummond. And I finally got re-enrolled into a government school called Koba Kunda Primary School. My teacher was Miss Mariama Kamara, and my headmaster was Mr. Emil Fall. I learned from that young age that with determination you can achieve your goals regardless of the circumstances of your birth and the challenges that may arise. This new school was for this new this new school was far from my village. This new school was far from my village. Thus I had to leave my family. Thus I had to leave my family. Thus I had to leave my family and live with a guardian named Uncle Keba. Thus I had to leave my family and live with a guardian named Uncle Keba Kurvali, which was a common practice as it enabled village children access to quality education. Sorry, I must get my chores done before sunset or I will get in trouble. Thank you.
Now, to crown the moment, we're going now to have the book review from Honorable Nana Gray Johnson. But let me just tell you quickly who Nana Gray is. Nana Gray Johnson has dedicated his life to writing and is both a journalist and a writer. Nana went to the USA to do a BA honors in mass communication at Lewis and Clark College and then an MA in journalism at Stanford University. From then on, he devoted himself to journalism. He wrote articles and became editor of several newspapers and magazines. He is a former Minister of Information and Communication Infrastructure and the founding Dean of the School of Journalism of the University of the Gambia. In this professional capacity, he established his literary vein, writing short stories and short texts. Among the books he published are A Creole Engagement and Other Stories, published several times, Children of the Spyglass, The Magic Calabash, um, King Past King, Max the Cat, The Story of the Newspaper in the Gambia, and Edward Francis Small, Watchdog of the Gambia, Eye of Ebony, and many, many more. He is the ghostwriter of the book Kairaba by the first president of the Republic of the Gambia. He continues to write and mentor young writers. He also co-authored Mandinka proverbs and sayings from the Gambia with Balasaho and Ibusila. Many of his works are not acknowledged here. He has just completed writing a book on the Creole and the Okumarabu, which is under publications. He also enjoys singing and listening to jazz. So we got the right guy to do you the book review, sir.
Thank you very much, Jali, because I remember when you were just coming out playing your kora for the first time, and we put you on stage at the Gambia High School to play for us when we staged Ramatulai, what was Mrs. Jawara's rebellion. And she was a young man with his kora. His kora was bigger than himself at the time. And he played beautifully for us at that wonderful stage at Gambia High School. Your Excellency, President Adama Barrow, First Lady Fatoumata Barrow, Madam Sadio Mbalo, His Excellency the Vice President, honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen. The first mistake the careless reader will make is too soon to pigeonhole this little book of 1 or 2 paragraphs per page with large printed drawings as a reader for children only. In fact, the objectives and achievements in The Village Boy Who Would Be President are cunningly wrapped in metaphor that speak volumes for the keen thinking behind the author's style in delivering profound messages in the tone and modesty of a child. Even with two forgivable slips in phrasing, the sentiments become seductive because they are not forcing themselves onto the literary consciousness with pretentious scholarship. Rather, they present an opportunity to address a worrying concern for protectors of cultural tradition in the Gambia with an emotional lament over the threatening disappearance of Taling Taling, Il, Au, Wandea, or Libon, Lipen, Amon Nafi, Danam. Those were grandmother's opening lines under the light of the moon in Mandinka, or Creole, or Wolof, when she told stories that always ended with sound moral truths to teach us to choose good and to do it. It is of special significance to Gambian literature that this passion is being expressed by the first citizen of our country, someone we might consider to be too busy, weighted down by the heavy affairs of state, one with too little spare time to look back on things sublime, such as family that steered him in love, the teachers that inspired him, and on men and women that stood to help him chart his journey from the rustic beginnings in Mankamankunda, a village with 4 compounds, as the story says, in the far-flung eastern tip of the Gambia, all the way to State House in the capital Banjul, Bathurst, where over the past 200 years, 37 lieutenant governors, governors and administrators, 3 governors general, and 2 presidents had lived before him. This kind of journey of honor is special in every count, the world over. Nelson Mandela called his Long Walk to Freedom. D.K. Jawara called his Kairaba, a bestseller in this country and abroad. But the village boy who would be president wins hearts by its modesty and innocence in telling, especially when the simple lines begin to offload in images to motivate everyone, not just children, on the importance of familyhood. Parents who care, who love, and who watch over their children so that they do not send ruffians and wayward charges from their homes into our society. The message is powerful to teachers who are enjoined to treat every child with deep understanding of each one's uniqueness of talent and potential, so that we feed our systems in agriculture, industry, and government with able and dutiful workers. The message speaks to employers in their need to promote opportunity rather than to exploit and to live off the sweat of needy beasts of burden, only hired to bring profits with no regard for the human issues in labor. There is something surrogates and guardians can learn from this author's message: to treat someone else's child just as you would your own. A person living within your walls out of need must not be written off as an appendage. Here, I recall with satisfaction the hundreds of provincial children, not unlike Adama Barrow, who came to live in homes of welcoming Creole Aku families in the Bathurst of earlier days, where they were sheltered and brought up with loving care until they went on to their places in many spheres of life in this country. The list is long, but not as grateful. There is a word in this story for friends, colleagues, and even rivals. There is in it the same power of teaching for leaders, helpers, and associates, each rising or falling by their own weight, yes, but with hope that each bear the deep commitment to service, to country, and to people, as ascribed in our anthem we all love so much, to strive, to work, and to pray for the homeland, that all of us may live in unity, freedom, and peace. A psalm we have been chanting now for 59 years, February 18, 2024. The story's final and perhaps most moving message is on legacy. The author's word of caution to power and office. The message is loud for every citizen to be conscious of their legacy as their guiding principle of their leadership. Where did we find our country in our time? And where did we take it when we were done? It reminds me of the great advice that the Grand Master of the Council of the Ancestors gives to the young man Max in Max the Cat during his preparation to take up office as Kumandango, the provincial district officer in the novel Max the Cat. He prescribes to all, leaders and citizens alike, that the perfect Gambia cannot construct by itself. You, the builder, must put your craft and diligence to work, knowing that your motives and skills at laying or removing each brick will determine what quality of a country you construct. Therefore, while you build with your right hand, study keenly the changes your decisions are making on the shape in your left hand. What is perfect or imperfect in your methods will show instantly in the world before you. It rests with your wisdom and your humility to acknowledge whether you are constructing towards peace and order, or you are sowing fear, mistrust, and chaos. Go forward now to heal and not to hurt, to build and not to destroy. Be of good cheer. Do no evil even to those who do you evil. The weak, the voiceless, and the helpless wait on you for release. Adama Barrow, the author, in his own words, seals that trust in 18 and 19 pages 18 and 19 of his storybook. With distinct simplicity and purpose in speaking to young persons across the nation. Let us quote him. I step into this office every day, and it is not lost to me that a child from the upper reaches of the Gambia occupies our country's highest office. It is a constant reminder that life is full of endless possibilities. My life journey so far has shown me that opportunities are everywhere. So don't be afraid to dream and to dream big. You too can become president one day. Unquote. This is inspirational. And every boy and girl buying a tablet or a wrap of hallucinating drugs this very moment must hear this. Every young man buying a ticket this very moment for the backway boat to Europe must listen. Yes, a young Adama Barrow tried himself out in Germany and was deported. But it must be underscored that his voyage was lawful in that he went to Europe on a visa. The story tells of a young man whose search for his future was shaped each step of the way by the quality of strength and character that John Milton was meaning when he said way back in 1670 in his Paradise Regained, where he wrote, "The childhood shows the man as morning shows the day." I am tempted to repeat that so that it will sink. The childhood shows the man as morning shows the day. Of course, beginnings and endings have a great deal to tell of each other. The hope is for a world seen through the eyes of a child, allowing those blossoming insights to guide towards solid personality, forged in spirit, responsibility, and charity in our young people. I know you will enjoy reading The Village Boy Who Would Become President. I am also quick to advise that you do not read carelessly. The simple words set at humble pace, floating inside excellently artful colors and images, challenge each of us to a deeper understanding of purpose, destiny, and duty. Congratulations to the publishers, Pi Network, for such a wonderful production. And congratulations and 3 cheers to the author, Adam Barrow, who by writing this book in the first person I has now given us at the Gambia Writers Association of the Gambia the privilege of welcoming him as an author and as a member. And we would ask as our president has said, he will sign the papers immediately and we will get the subscription from him today. His place in the association will be a lighthouse to draw everyone to refocus towards the higher culture of literacy, reading, and writing, qualities that must equip every Gambian for a deserving role at the center of our national development. I think I have used more words in this review than there are in the book. But by this, you can tell how short the book is. But look what mighty lessons that children, young persons, and adults can learn from it. So respond to me when I say, Lebon, Amon Nafi. Adam Barrow, author. Mariam and Musu, illustrators. Phi Network, publishers and ghostwriters. Invited ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your patience.
Sergio Barrow, Your Excellency, the Vice President, the Five Sisters and Network, and the Imam here present, Cabinet Ministers, Security Chiefs, Secretary General, Head of Civil Service, Chief of Staff, Secretary to Cabinet, senior government officials, distinguished guests, students, ladies and gentlemen, I bring greetings to you from the higher education fraternity. I'm really happy to be given this singular honor and a privilege to launch this book today. But before I continue, I just need to share with you what happened to me this morning before I came. Because when I was given the book, The Village Boy Who Would Be President, I read it and then later put it in our small family library in my house. So I traveled. So when I came back, the book was no longer in the shelf where I put it. So I started asking. So I asked my wife, "Where's the book?" Because I don't want people to take some of my books. She said, like Sadombe, so Sumachatbi. She took the book. Because, well, before, when I brought the book, they all look at it and started asking questions. The book is President Barrow. So then cover a lunch. So I explained, but it stops there. But then later I realized that ki jël na book bi mu yóbbu ko to her room and started reading it. So this morning I said then the objective is achieved. If now the young ones will look at the book, the village boy who would be president, and not being forced by their parents, and for them to take the book and decide to read on their own, then reading is being revived. And thank you very much, Your Excellency. A country that does not read is a dead country. So this opportunity helps to revive the reading culture. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this occasion marks a significant milestone in our history. As we gather to celebrate the launch of the remarkable work, The Village Boy Who Would Become President, a biography capturing the essence and legacy of our distinguished head of state, His Excellency President Adama Barrow. The book, designed for children, but also for adults, narrates the compelling story of the early life, upbringing, and journey of self-discovery of His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow. Driven by a greater mission, passion, vision, and willingness to dedicate himself wholeheartedly to the goals, the hero of the story remained committed, resilient, and focused even when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Turning the pages of the book, we embarked on a journey, a thorough, provoking journey that transcends mere world. Let me use Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that the story of any head of state carries not just the chronicle of their accomplishment, but the embodiment of the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of the nation. So it is with the village boy who would become president. It is a narrative with threads of unwavering courage and resilience, resolve and dedication. It is an inspirational life story that highlights the resilience of his main character, who has overcome significant obstacles and challenges in the midst of compelling adversity to become the occupant of the highest office in the land, thus demonstrating the power of perseverance and the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Hence, it is not only for children. it is for all of us. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is said that a person who remembers himself pities others, and that where there is no experience, it is because the wise man is silent. So, for the continuity of society, the older generation must enter into dialogue with the young to guide them in avoiding the wrong turns in life. And today, we have a rendezvous. It's a rendezvous of three worlds. The world that started in 1965, and the world of 2024, and the third world is the world of the future. That's what the village boy who would be president represents. This biography fits this gap and has the virtue to guide the young navigate challenges and setbacks with resilience and determination. It is a sure tool to help the young cultivate gratitude and the desire to appreciate the beauty and abundance in their lives in order to become a beacon of positivity and empowerment. That's the message that is being given out to the youths and to the new citizenry, for them to connect, for the three worlds to come together, for that rendezvous of emergence of a new nation, a new Gambia, a better world, where the citizens now will never bow, despite the challenges from Mankamankunda all the way to Banjul. In strange situations, you face adversity and you never bow. That's the message given to the youths of today, and that message needs to be decoded. The biography fits this gap and has the virtue to guide the young, as I stated earlier on. It is a sure tool to help the young cultivate that gratitude. Therefore, as we turn the pages of this book, we are invited to witness the triumphs and tribulations, the moments of joy and sorrow that have shaped the trajectory of our country's #1 steward. Therefore, have hope. Therefore, believe in a better tomorrow. But beyond the corridors of power and the weight of responsibility, the biography offers something far more profound. It offers insight into the humanity of leadership. It reminds us that behind every policy, every proclamation, there beats the heart of a person with fears and flaws, hopes and dreams, just like each and every one of us. On a personal note, what makes the book truly satisfying is that whether from an essentialist or existentialist background, the book appeals as a testament of the human spirit and will, the power of hard work and resilience, and the enduring value of authenticity to forge a path towards a better future, such as the one we all yearn for. Colleague ministers will remind you of this when you listen to the author himself, His Excellency the President. When he directs cabinet, you know that you will come here with your degrees, but then you will have somebody who has journeyed, who has seen the other part of the world, and therefore you need to now contextualize and be humble. It is apparent that hope in the face of despair is the cornerstone of the story's plot, thus reminding us that even in the darkest moments in our lives, there is the potential for growth, transformation, and positive change. However, In as much as it is good to be hopeful, authenticity is paramount. Authenticity. And that's why you've seen it already. The village boy. He didn't want to falsify history. He didn't want to tell you, I'm from Banjul. I'm from this. My father was the best, was the king. My father was the richest. He is telling you, I'm from the village. I'm a village boy. I'm from Manka Mankunda. But despite that, I can go further and become a president. Being authentic is the quality that connects us on a deep level with those we encounter, because when we share our vulnerabilities, our struggles, and our triumph, we foster a sense of deeper understanding and empathy among ourselves. Therefore, with the spirit of understanding and empathy, may this book serve as a beacon of inspiration, as testament to the enduring power of leadership to unite and uplift, reconcile and transform the Gambia for the good of all. And just some few days ago, you've seen the national dialogue. It is all in line with the man's vision and humanity. May it remind us all that a true measure of leadership lies not in the accolades it receives, but in the lives it touches and the legacy it leaves behind. That's why this book, ladies and gentlemen, is that powerful. Yes, the features are there for it to be user-friendly, for the young ones to better appreciate it, but it's for all of us to learn from. And I encourage all of you to read it. So let us join together in celebrating the launch of this extraordinary biography, a tribute to the head of state whose journey continues to resonate with us all. Please grab a copy. The Village Boy Who Would Be President, and read it. And as we read, may we be reminded as we turn the final page that the story of leadership is one that belongs to each and every one of us. A story waiting to be written with courage, passion, and unwavering resolve. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, the book would be a powerful tool for educating the young, inspiring and empowering them in fostering a sense of civic responsibility, patriotism, and leadership as a legacy for the next generation. As the story ends, our confidence is restored, and our promises are renewed that our country holds great promise, not only to the child from the city, but also to that child from rural Gambia, a constant reminder of the Gambia we want, for the Gambia ever true. Therefore, my ministry will pledge to buy books for some of our satellite institutions. And I have the singular honor and privilege to have the Village Boy Who Would Be President officially launched. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank them for the fact that at the level of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, we have been calling for Gambian writers. All right, and now writing for children also is the next step. So I think on both levels we want to thank you for that. I want to thank the Honorable Secretary General. She has already pledged for St. Augustine's and St. Joseph's, because I want to pledge for all the schools in Banjul. So now she has taken for every school 10 copies. Okay. Now she has taken 20 copies out of that. So I will also pledge for all the schools in Farado. Each school 10 copies.
MashaAllah. So basic and secondary education.
but the central bank have challenged me on the basic education. But I will be paying I will be making 4 pledges. Personally, I will print 500 copies. And my 2 beautiful wives who are present here, each of them 100 copies. And the students that are invited here, I think there are 20 copies.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Thank you very much, Your Excellency the President. The pledges are closed. I ask now
the author and publishers, ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful children here present, members of the media. It is truly a humbling and a joyous moment for me to be present at the launch of this very special children's book that recounts the story of my childhood titled The Village Boy Who Will Be President, the story of Barrow. As a child, I never imagined that my humble life would become the subject of a book, especially one designed to inspire and entertain young minds. As I said, I never thought my story will be a subject of a book, because we always say there are certain things that are impossible. But my story proved that wrong, that anything is possible in life. Because looking at my beginning, coming from a remote hamlet with a very small community, your chances of becoming a president are nearly impossible. But today it is proven beyond any reasonable doubt that there is nothing that is impossible in life. As I said, it was the first time I came to Banjul. That was around 1978-79. In those days, we used to celebrate real independence. People were patriotic enough to be part of independence celebration. Now, we don't even have time to come and attend independence celebrations. But as I said, on Independence Day is the most important day in our calendar. It's the most important day in the history of politics in this country. I visited Banjul in 1978-79 as a child from Kobakunda Primary School. We were part of the school children who were privileged to come and attend independence in those days. We attended independence in 1978. President Jawara addressed us at Makati Square in 1978. In 2018, same venue, same place, same date, President Barrow was addressing children, same venue, and addressing President Jawara himself after 40 years. Who would have thought that that young boy, poor boy from Mankamangkunda, who was here to attend independence, will one day be president, replacing President Jawara? It's history. But I have few people in my life. I will always tell them this. Those are the people who thought that President Barrow will be president. One of them is sitting here, Alaji Kase Koita. He believes in me when I was very, very young. He obeyed me. He supported me throughout. I will always tell him this. Whether you have the idea that I will become a president. So I think he was the only one who thought that I will be president today. And I'm happy that he is here present. This book, therefore, presents a testament to the power of dreams and the belief that everything is possible in life. I hope that as you read about my childhood adventures, you will see a reflection of your own dreams and aspirations that would encourage you to pursue them with conviction and strong determination. Childhood is a precious time when our imaginations know no bounds. So we dream freely without limits. As the book shows, it is a time of discovery, learning, and growth. The experiences we gather during those tender years contribute to shaping us into the individuals we become as adults. As a result, I am really thankful for the opportunities and challenges that shaped my childhood and led me to the path of leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people seek validation, regardless of who we are or where we come from. Hence, I am always reminded of the narrative surrounding my presidency in the Gambia. Conscious of this, the Dream Big African Child series gave me the great opportunity to tell my story in my own way and with my voice to dispel rumors and misinformation. My goal is simple: to inspire the younger generation who will grow to become leaders and prominent global citizens. I believe that while reading the book will satisfy your curiosity about my humble beginnings and take you on a journey through my village life in Mankamankunda. My introduction to formal education, community service, and the spark that led to my political ambitions. Importantly, this book is not just about me. It is also about resilience, friendship, and the pursuit of knowledge. It celebrates the values that guided me through life, which I assume will echo in your minds. It is thus a book that shares the message that every child can positively impact the world. Ladies and gentlemen, although telling stories holds great significance in every culture and community, Africans have a long tradition of storytelling. Knowledge about the past is vital for understanding and appreciation about identity and status in local, regional, and global communities. We all have stories to tell. Stories of our leaders, heroes and men and women who sacrificed their lives for the prosperity of this country and humanity. We need to share such stories with our children, in the schools, in conferences, debates, marketplaces, and in religious gatherings to invoke pride and love for the nation in the younger generation. Growing up, we all enjoy Lebon Lupen and Natalin Talin Dima. We must realize, however, that storytelling is not merely for entertainment. It is similarly a means of preserving and transmitting knowledge from generations to generation. Having said this, we must accept that this increasingly digitalized world now preserves stories better in books, devices, and animated shows on our iPads. As the third president of the Gambia, my wish is that the book motivates and inspires Gambian children for generations to come, which means ensuring that sufficient copies are available and affordable across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored and grateful to all those who made this book a reality, ranging from the talented authors and illustrators to the delegated team behind the publication. To those who inspire me to narrate my story, Anna, Manuel, and Ya Adam. To illustrators, Mariana and Musa, and the editor, Saul. I extend heartfelt thanks for bringing my childhood to life in such a beautiful and imaginative way. Likewise, my profound appreciation and gratitude go to Lucy Faye, Dr. Cherno Umar Bari, and Mr. Yankuba Dabo for organizing this event successfully. My sincere appreciation also due to everyone who contributed either to the publication of the book or the success of this book launch. Equally, I deeply appreciate the kind gesture of those who pledge to buy copies in quantities and distribute them to schools. To the children in the audience, I say, your dreams are worth pursuing, no matter how big or small they may seem. Never underestimate the power of your imagination, the strength of your spirit, and the support of those who believe in you. I pray that the book inspires you to dream big, explore the world with wonder, and embrace the values of kindness, perseverance, compassion. My wish is that the adventures of my childhood awaken your curiosity and ambition and lead you to success. Finally, I thank everyone present for gracing this occasion. Together, we can surely nurture the dreams of our children and empower them to shape a brighter future for themselves and for humankind. The man who just launched my book, Dr. Per, when I became president, he came to visit me. He wrote a story about the transition. I listened to him. When I narrated my story, he cried in my office. That was the first time he visited in 2017. I never thought he would be my minister and launching a book for me today. Congratulations. With these remarks, I wish you happy reading of the book, The Village Boy Who Will Be President, the story of Adama Barrow. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Each book for each wife, representing the best, great,